Hi, welcome to the Stockinette Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 206.
There you be.
Yes, how you been?
Good.
Your family staying well?
Yep, so far. My son's a little sick, but nothing that, yeah. And then my daughter's complaining about foot pain, like, oh, my ankle hurts or whatever, and
that must be going around. My daughter was complaining about that too.
Okay. You know, and she could wake up tomorrow and not be able to walk. I don't know, but she just seemed like it came and went.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, now that we're getting ready for bed, you've got to hop everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I came back from Knitting Pipeline, and my daughter, while I was at Knitting Pipeline, went back in with a sore throat and had to get double dosed with strep. And then I wasn't feeling all that hot and went in, and Susan reminded me that I had just been around like 150 people. Yes. And it could have been that I had picked up a cold or something, but I was like 100% certain that I was going to be positive for strep, right? Ellie had it. It was going around, my throat hurt, you know, I felt like lymph nodey, and I didn't have it. But then later, that same week, Quentin had strep. Like, he had a really high fever and like a cough and head congestion. So we were taking him in thinking he had influenza, and that they would give him like Tamiflu or something, and they, in the off chance that he might have strep because they know it's going around, and because Ellie had it, they tested him for strep and he had it. So he had like 103, 102 temp. He was not good, but when it's strep that causes those high fevers, when you give them antibiotics, then they're good. Mm. So he was bouncing around before we knew it.
Cool.
Yeah. Knitting Pipeline was good. I did get quite a bit of designing done, but not nearly as much as I thought.
Oh, okay.
In the grant, I mean, like, do you ever do that? Like, you have a day off from work and you think you're just going to get a bazillion things done, and you're lucky if you got like 2 of the things on your 20 thing list that you were going to get accomplished. Like, the concept of free time makes you think that you can just do things in 2.5 seconds. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of sock knitting done because, you know, you're kind of in social groups. And then when I had some downtime, I did do some like design concepts, but not where I was like actually typing up. Well, I mean, I was actually typing up the Beach Please stuff, but no new designs, you know, were worked on other than like conceptualizing. Mm-hmm. I did take Corey, I Rock Knits, Corey Eckelberger has a class about sweaters. It's a sweater inspiration class, and she taught it first at ZK, and I went to, along with her, because we traveled down there together to, it's not Utopia, Unique Yarns. And it was a really good class. Like, I was not trepidatious, but I was just thinking that I was going to go to be like social. Mm-hmm. And that I wouldn't necessarily learn a great deal. But that woman has knit well over 60 sweaters, but has a ton of sweaters that we brought down to Illinois with us. And, you know, everyone has a story, right? Mm-hmm. Like, whether or not it looks good on certain people, how things she would have done differently, tips and tricks, including the sewing up of the button bands and how to make things fit or how to style them. It was a good class. I feel like I went away having learned something, even having knitted, you know, probably 60 sweaters or more in my life. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, I know she's been teaching a lot up in the Twin Cities. Go check it out. I think it was well worth the time that I spent in the class. So. What else? Went a little crazy with the yarn purchases, went even more crazy with the yarn purchases when I got home. And then, so yarn has been arriving to my home, even though I don't need any more yarn. And then the great UPS debacle was resolved. So before I left, they called and I had to like swear on a Bible that it had never been delivered, and I had like, I felt like a lawyer, like I had proof. I'm like, look at all of these other delivery numbers where it was actually delivered correctly, and it was said that it was left at the front door, not at the side door. Like I was making a case in front of a judge and jury. And then while I was gone, they stopped by and had my husband sign like a signed affidavit that we didn't receive it. Yeah. And then lo and behold, after he signed that, and it's probably all of the paperwork has been processed that the package was delivered incorrectly and they couldn't recover it and whatever, our neighbors came back from vacation, and their house sitter had brought all of their stuff in, and they just hadn't been like on it, right? Mm-hmm. And we're like, hey, this package is for you.
Like, do you know how much aggravation this caused me?
And it's hard because you want to be mad at them, but it's really not their fault.
No,
it's
not
UPS's fault that they left it at the wrong address. So, but anyway, it was a trial and tribulation. Tribulation. It's a word that has a tra and elation. But the Fritz Kits people were super awesome. I actually, because I knew what was in the kit, I was really excited about Corriere del Sac, and I actually found some at KP. And so I was like, oh, I gotta send this back. I can't. But it was nice. I mean, it was that non-unique base that was right up my alley. So another really great box came my direction. It was the initial box, but it came at last. Came at the end, but it was meant for the first. But they were super kind and wonderful about all of it. So if anything, that gives an even better review of them, right? Mm-hmm. Like that there were a little bit of shipping issues and they got resolved. So all that to say, it's been a good bit since we've podcasted, and I think we've got some drawings to do and quite a few FOs to show off and some exciting works in progress.
I only have 2 FOs.
And Max, I stole your spot, didn't I? You did. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just press nose. Oh, you had to get the tongue involved. We were just going to press noses. Then he licked me.
He prefers to just headbutt me.
Yeah. You don't get the kisses.
No.
You're not family.
Oh, okay.
Family gets kisses. Okay. You lay down. You make a little ball. Okay? All right. So, you had the Persian Dream, KL?
Yes, I did.
You drew that?
12. It was Jennifer Roos. And she's been hand dyeing, or R-O-O-S? Ross. So, Jennifer, you can contact me and you can get your pick of bags. So, not this one, that's enabling. We got a Silver Shed USA bag with chickens and a little red barn wooden bottom. Yeah. And, the nice handle. And it's a nice size for what we're knitting along with. It can hold a great number of skeins. But if drawstring is more your style, we also have the Sunshine Lily Crafts, and it is, I would say, a good shawl size. You can certainly finish your shawl in this project bag. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're just good enough for a start, and then once it gets bigger, you can't put it in anymore. But I think this would be a good one for all-around shawl.
So choose your farm animal.
Yes, you want a sheepy ball.
Sheepy, yeah.
They're look like yarn balls, but they're sheep, or chicken. But and if you just pick based on style of bag, you got a wedge zip or a drawstring. Mm-hmm. So. Contact me, let me know which one you want. The other one will be in a later giveaway in the later months. I think I'm going to do giveaways every other month. And if you're somebody who loves color work and has a shop and wants to donate prizes, please let me know. right now we just have the bags. So
Excellent.
anything will be
and
appreciated.
There's quite a few of those. I hadn't been keeping
Yes.
up, and I clicked, and I was like, whoa, look at all those unread.
Yes, they have exploded. We're in the 3rd month now, so officially, so people have been, entering their 3rd, as it were. And I have started my 3rd. I didn't bring it to show, but I figured by next week I'll have either more to show or it'll be done. So I'll just wait to show you.
Our other monthly KAL, or yearly, where you can get an entry a month, is the self-striping. And so February, we had that extra day in February, but it is gone. February is gone. We have 2 through 347, so quite a few people did use that 29th of February to get an entry in, so 347. And I have 3 winners. You can get your choice of a pattern. This fabulous silver shed wedge bag with the super fun chunky knit print and pearls on the inside. I get lots of oohs and ahs when I wear my purse that has a similar print. We have Desert Vista Dye Works, kind of a retro, older throwback
label.
Yep, it's got Stellina, very generous watcher or viewer gave us some yarn to give away. Could have been a superhero. Yeah, and it's got Stellina in it, so it's sparkly. And then a pattern of your choosing from my shop. So there's 3 winners. First person to contact and say what they want gets that, and then recycle, rinse, repeat with leftovers.
Okay.
So the 3 winners were 228, 34, and 86. So 228 is Robin with 2 B's and a 2. Robin 2 was 228. 34 is Knit to Crochet, which is Carrie. And 86 was Quizzy's Creations. Qzzy's Creations. Didn't have any first names on that, Robin 2 or Qzzy's Creations. So hopefully that, if you go out into the threads, hopefully I haven't totally murdered those Ravelry names. Contact me and I shall get you your prizes. And then I had forgotten that we probably have a bajillion things at the end to talk about with ZK.
We do.
All of the things. And then for the self-striping, we've got some more generous folks. So March is officially Desert Vista Dye Works DVD month. She's giving a skein per 100 entries, cumulative to the end of March. So right now, at the end of February, we were 347. That means we've got 3 skeins to give away so far. And that's any colorway ever that she's ever dyed, which is super exciting. And she's going to directly ship that to you, which is also very exciting. Sad that I don't get to see all of the beautiful self-stripers, but glad that I don't have to be in the middleman there. Also, upcoming self-striping prizes. I got to see the wonderful Jala and Amy Deacon. Why can't I remember Jala's? Spiro. Yeah, last name. They don't share a last name. It made it sound like that when I said Jala and Amy Deacon. Anyway, my brain is going about 1,000,000 miles an hour and my mouth can't quite keep it.
Yeah. I was gonna tell people to flash their stash, but there's only 1 to 2 days left by the time you see this.
Okay.
So
for the Desert Vista Dye Works.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a flash your DVD stash thing going out on Instagram, and you get entered into a drawing. I've done it. I have 1 stashed DVD yarn, which I did not realize I had just the 1. So I was like,
she did have that really generous coupon the last time that she sponsored, and I think I bulked up.
Okay.
Don't ask. Self-stripers are my
If my colorway
poison.
Inspiration is used, I will be buying that.
Woohoo! But yes, this is
Sorry.
Knit Circus Over
On
the
to Knit
Rainbow.
Circus.
I asked her what her, I was like, well, I don't have to have it right now. They were at Knitting Pipeline. They got, before like the general market, they were sponsors. So they were in in the rec room floor.
Oh, okay.
And they got like mobbed. Like,
oh, okay.
Help, they are. But I asked her what one of their more popular colorways were, and it was this Over the Rainbow Stripes. And it is just very pretty, very pretty, pretty, pretty. It's an 80/20 merino nylon, greatest of ease base, and thank you to Knit Circus. That'll be in an upcoming self-striping giveaway. And then in the mail, Bijou Basin is got some yak. It's their Tibetan Dream yak down in nylon, and they are doing self-stripes. And near us, Annie Modisette, Mode Knit, is dyeing this up for them, I believe. So they've got self-stripes in their shop, and I think there's going to be a coupon code next month for them. So they're going to be the sponsor next month.
Okay.
Yak.
I know.
I kind of
Super nice.
I kind of need some yak stripes. I mean, because I don't have any.
No, you don't. I've had a lot of the yak yarn though, so I feel like a glutton here, so I'm good.
Yeah, they've got Allure in there, and then they've got their BBR, Bijou Basic Ranch. So a nice little
Allure
kit.
is nice stuff.
It is. I have been using mine up. Watching that big old bottle that I ordered just slowly eat down. Now that I'm wearing socks more often, I'm doing more
Laundry.
Knit laundry. Yeah.
I just ordered one of those like pop-up sweater dryer things that hangs from something, like whether it's a curtain or a shower curtain rod or a bedroom closet. We'll see how it goes. I'll give a little review of it. I bought the bigger one so that I could dry my really long sweaters, because they had one that it just didn't seem like it was enough to put an average sized sweater on. So this one was big.
So I have a freestanding one. Are we talking about the same things, or is this like a cot? It looks like a cot.
No, this is a hangs from something. So it hangs and has a mesh bed.
Okay.
That you lay
So it looks
with
kind of like a cot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it hangs. It doesn't have feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And you could like stack them on top of each other if you
No.
need. No? No? Okay. In my mind, that's what you did. Like you stacked them on top of, probably because I'm thinking of them like cots, and that's what they do at daycare. Stack the cots on top of each other.
I've seen that kind, and
Yeah.
I did think about that one, but I just thought this was the kind that kind of fold origami style into a small size, and then you can floof it out and hang it when you're drying your sweaters, and then fold it away when you're done. So, okay, I just thought of that and thought, oh, you said laundry, knit laundry. I needed somewhere to put all of the drying.
Yeah,
knitwear.
this changing of the seasons is exploding my laundry pile. We don't need the snow stuff anymore. Oh wait, we need the snow stuff. Oh, I'm going outside and playing in the mud and coming in and changing clothes because I'm all muddy, and then going back out and playing in the mud. And
busy house.
it is. It's a busy house, and I can only imagine it will get more and more and more and more busy. And then at the end here, we're going to review interpretation. Interpretations. Reinterpretations? No, interpretations. Yeah.
I keep trying to call it inspiration.
It's a lot of things to a lot of people. But that's Joji Locatelli and Vera Valamaki's new digital book. Yeah.
And print book.
Yeah, print book. Yarnology in Winona had it when I was there. Like, this is nice. I liked the paper. It was like a thick, like
shiny.
Yeah, kind of grippy.
Oh, grippy paper.
Yeah. It had some tactile, some haptic feedback when I touched it.
Haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback. Yep. It's that time of night. And then I have just a bajillion things that I bought at KP, as I mentioned. So let's talk.
Let's talk
projects.
So, got any info? Sure do.
Do you want me to say it in my Max voice?
I have this adorable elephant. So this is, oh my gosh, it just out of my head. Do you remember the name of this? Bugle, that's right. Okay, yes. Bugle the elephant from Susan Claudino. I made this for my daughter. I had to take Jelly Bean away from her for the evening, so Miss Jelly Bean got really treated to an awesome picnic this evening with it set out on the floor and whatnot. So, what is the yarn? This is Blossom, I think, Cherry Blossom maybe, from Dancing Dog Dye Works. Okay. So I think it was a club colorway, because it's not normally something I would buy, I think, this color combo. But it made an adorable little bonbon bunny and now an elephant. I'm down to scraps now, so it probably won't make another thing, but made two cute little things.
Super exaggerated head, yes, and cute nose, and then just a wee little body and bottom. Super cute.
Yep. So Lucy liked him.
Yeah,
very much.
You haven't knit a stuffy in a while.
I know. And I also knit two little tiny miniatures for the retreat. So we can talk about that later, but yeah, minis for the retreat. Cute. And then these things were finished and worked on, like, just until they were done. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So,
yeah, you were almost on the ribbing.
I was gonna say, it feels like they've been done forever. So,
you were sitting here trying to make them even, I believe.
Yes.
Before you left.
So
last we podcasted.
There we are. They are done. They look really cute. That is the Lemonade Shop sock blank. I have yet to wash them, but I did wear them at least once, and I like them. The pattern was a Wendy D. Johnson toe up with a heel flap gusset type of construction. Not a heel flap really, but a gusset construction. And then it was the double eyelet rib, I believe. Anyway,
I think it's so fun that the colors, it looks like kind of like you're wearing like leg warmers a little bit, like over like all business, then woo! At work,
they're the mullet.
You could be like, let your freak flag fly.
Yeah, it's the business on the foot, and then party on the top. Yeah. So that's all I got done. Well, not everything, but lots of knitting was accomplished, just not towards one object.
Yep. That happens. Okay, so
Especially
I did
to me
some socks. I've thusly kept up with my pair of socks a week. So I think the ones that I just finished were sock 9, and these were socks 8. But this is the Floating Lanterns, which I thought may have been it's actually a game. It's a game inspired by a game, and these are the color of the pieces in the game. And so I was knitting on these, and it was just fun because people would come up and be like, "Oh, I really love that colorway." I'd be like, "Have you met Punky? She is the fabulous," because she was right there.
Oh.
The fabulous dyer behind them. But yeah, this is Floating Lanterns. I had thought it was Tangled.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. And I don't know why I thought it was Tangled, probably because that's the only floating lanterns I know of. But just came out fabulous as monkeys. Just fabulous. And I had a number of people that remarked that they thought monkeys were very lacy, and that mine do not appear very lacy.
I have never thought monkeys were lacy. I mean, they do have yarn overs in them.
Yep. This is it's a nice base. It's her strong sock base. And it really enabled me. I wanted to get lots and lots of hers, but I kind of let other people get some because I knew I was going to be seeing her at our retreat. But yes, really love Sarah's colors. Kind kind of still hoarding my Punky Brewster, but now have another skein. The only thing that I did a little differently, I put a spacious OMG heel into it, and then instead of doing a double yarn over at the very tip of kind of the lace repeat, I did a single yarn over, and then I knit through the front and the back of that yarn over. I mean, if you need to remind yourself that needs to be 2 stitches, you can do the double yarn over and then just knit through the front of the one loop and the back of the other loop. But maybe that's why they didn't appear as lacy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I mean, that's just one extra strand of yarn, but was wearing those, finished those, and like you, have not washed them, but have been wearing them. And then I got inspired to knit my sock blank. So this is Spun Right Round. It is her 75% merino, 25% nylon. The color is Graffiti Overlay. And this is what's left. I did 2 socks. I thought about doing a third and then could just kind of rotate through because none of them are going to be particularly matchy. I got done with the one sock and I asked my husband, I was like, what end do you think I should start on? And he's like, well, whatever's going to make it look the most similar. And I was like, that's not an option. It's just, splotchy and whatnot. I mean, if there had been like a bluish end that was an option, but it wasn't. It was, I think, either this very pink end or where it was at, which is where I started. So I just did some toe up, very simple stockinette. I was going to, I tried Hermione's every day and it wasn't really peeking through all of the color. I tried Expanding Community and got almost to the heel and flipped it over to look at the bottom and was like, I actually like the way the bottom is looking but more than the top. And it wasn't like the Expanding Community wasn't showing through. It was. I just really like these as plain stockinette for some reason. So these are a little skinnier than I normally would do a plain stockinette sock because the Expanding Community is very expandy. So you get a lot of stretch in that. But while I was there, the machine knitter was teaching a class and I was showing her this and people were remarking, oh, I've always wanted to do a sock blank. And other people were remarking, oh, I've always wanted to do a sock blank, but the whirly twirliness of the yarn would bother me. And she told me that a machine knitter's trick is that if you rip out, like if you're recycling sweaters, and you rip them out and they're all kinky like that, if you just put it into a center pole ball and put it in your freezer overnight and then take it back out, like that moisture coming out and moisture going back in relaxes the yarn. So I don't know if that's like I guess I've got this, I could do it.
You could
Totally do it. But yeah, I thought it was worth a go. You wouldn't even have to do a whole bunch of it. It didn't really bother me. No, you thought it was going to bother you, right?
I did, and it didn't. I knit so tight that, I didn't notice the kinkiness per se. I noticed more that just the way that the sock blank color changed when it was in the blank. It looked so different than when because even this gray part was a lot more solid than it ended up looking in the,
That's what people were remarking when they were seeing it come off and go into this as well, was just like, wow, those looked like such solid colors. And then when you put them into your, there was just a lot of white shining through, right? And I don't know if that's
just the way it dyes.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it dyes. I mean, I think when you dye other stuff, it's less like splotching stuff on and more like dipping it in. Yeah. But I can experiment and let you know. I again thought about knitting a third sock for some reason because I don't know.
I like the idea. It's like the mismatched socks, right?
Well, yeah, they are mismatched. So
you can get like a third more where like as long as you're making sure it's even.
Yeah.
You don't have just one.
I'll have to remember, okay, the blue toad goes with the gray toads goes with the, and then, yeah, you'd have to start a rotation. Yeah.
Because otherwise one could like blow out real easily, and then you'd have like, oh no.
Sock rotations. And then I finished my Beach Please. I'm going to have a hard time calling this my mom's because I really like the way it fits me too. But this is with that Shalimar Breathless merino cashmere silk. It looks good with lots of positive ease as well. And that should hopefully be going. I'm getting yardage numbers and playing with spreadsheets on the number of rows and how much yards per stitch and all that jazz, so that I can get good estimates to get out to the test knitters before, so that they have a good idea of how much yarn they need, and then their numbers will help me solidify those averages and yardages and grams needed. So yeah, just the lightest of layers. Just like I was looking at other gauges of things like this, and lace on 3s provides a pretty, loose, thin. I think I weighed this whole garment is just 120 grams. So,
wow. And it's the bigger one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's a size 42 bust.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a coming.
Okay.
A labor of love. Going out to test knitters. So yep, lace in the front, stripes in the back and around front, and the bigger sizes have a little bit longer of sleeves. But
yeah,
you got some yarn for
yes,
it, right?
I need to get through some of my other projects here
before you'll be casting on anything new.
Yeah.
I always like it when you cast things on. You get so excited.
I do. And then I get like weighed down by it, and then I have to burn through a few of them. And yeah. So I got my very first skew that fits.
It's a skew that fits Amy. It's a skew that fits Amy.
So it's a little loose. Like I can feel that there's a little extra in here, but you massage it around, give yourself a little foot massage, and then it fits nice. And yeah, looks good. I need to sew up like the hole that gets created over here, but other than that,
and you've got that little tail there.
Yeah,
I always like that it's got the little tail that you can use to sew it up.
There's plenty of tails too that have not been done, but
that
started.
Is
Oh, Life Aquatic. It's a Nomadic Yarns colorway, and it's their sport base, or her sport base. And then I started the second one, so it's going to be off by a little, but I like it. And I don't want to waste too much. I mean, it's sport, so there's just enough to make my socks.
Yeah, and the way it's written, to decrease away all those extra stitches before you unbias it, you end up with some fairly tall socks.
Yes,
right?
you do. You do, for sure. Like, I thought, oh no, I need to start going now, because I was really worried about running out of yarn, but then finally when I unbiased it, did the thing, weighed it, and then weighed what was left, I was like, well, I don't think I will be burning any of the yarn to get to the right striping. That, and it'll be fun to have it be a little off.
You had your big O moment, your origami moment.
Yes, it was interesting. I mean, again, it gets to be daunting when you're doing the origami, or not the origami, but the pre-origami, where it's just these really long repeats on a sock. Very like, when are we going to be done doing this? And then you get to the next section, you're like, oh, we're still increasing. What?
But then you get to the leg, and it's like, boom, you're done.
Yes.
Because most of your leg got knit while you were doing the heel, right?
Right, exactly. And you just do more back and forth, and you're done. So yeah, it was like you said. Each section you move to.
Ding ding.
Yeah, you got. I don't know. It definitely, once you got to the origami moment and you started sewing that together, the rest of it was just like flew off the needles. So, and not that it was really burdening me up until then, because it's sport weight and going zoom zoom.
Cool.
I'm certain that there were other problems, but anyway, now I'm knitting on them instead of talking about my next thing.
Well, you can talk to me all day about skews.
Kind of your thing.
I love them.
So I did more of my blurred lines and got past the heel.
On your Buddy the Elf?
Buddy the Elf sock. And so get them to be quite a bit taller, and then I can be done. I did notice I need to zhuzh a little bit more around the heel, but
stitch zhuzhing.
Make sure that goes away. But I was excited to get around the heel. It just took so long to get to a little bit before. I think that these could have handled a little bit more negative ease in them. Right now they're very spot on measurement, so they feel a little floppity compared to my other socks, but they'll be cozy. Just, they've been on the needles for more than a year, so that going on to...
I was going to say, in my mind, I thought, you'll have them for this Christmas.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you cast them on like after Christmas, right? Like I don't think you were knitting on them during a Christmas season.
I think what I did was I cast them on at the tail end of a Christmas season, thinking like, oh, so fun, Buddy the Elf. I feel like I should be knitting on these, and then like got a toe.
Yeah.
And then for the next year they got a little bit, and then this year they actually got through at least a significant chunk. So hopefully I'll have Buddy the Elf socks eventually. It's all right. It's all right.
And you'll be rocking them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. They'll get there. I have my bolting pattern. So,
out of.
This is a local or semi-local alpaca farm. So I don't remember who they are, and I don't know. But I would say you could probably see them at Shepherd's Harvest in Minnesota. They had like every color under the sun, like including really bright colors and some naturals. The naturals that I found just happened to be in the largest skein sets and were just super squish-tastic and reasonably priced. I believe the one giant ball was $28.
Yeah.
So... or $26 to $28. It was, and it's over 600 yards in here. So I mean, it was a good price point. Loved, and it will be an awesome blanket.
Very light, breezy.
Yeah, and I will just keep going on that until I have no more.
Is the pattern written like that?
No, it's written to about 5 sections. So, or 6, I forget. But I think just looking at so far, it's okay. You just keep doing sections. Just keep going. Because you put in markers. It should be fairly simple to keep going. Not terribly worried about that being taxing on my brain.
Yeah. Lather, rinse, repeat.
So I have the breathing space that I'm working on, and I am just 4 short little rows to adding the color. Woo! I'm so excited. So I will probably be working on this week so that I can add the color in and take the sleeves out.
Oh, I love that. What is the color?
This one is the River Styx from Octopus.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yes, this was a Cookie A Club colorway, and when I got it, I said I need more, so I got 2 more from D-Stash. Because, I don't know, when you're in clubs, so this is like, pro tip. When you're in clubs and you're like, oh my god, I love this color, I want a sweater in it, or I want more than just this because I want to make a nice shawl or something, go out to where they discuss the thing, because somebody in that large club is going to say, that's not my colors.
Yep.
and you can say, mine, please.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can trade. I did most of mine with trades. So most of them I said, well, River Styx, what would you like from my stash for that yarn? And, oh, really? Sure. And so they'd shop my stash. They'd give me a reasonable substitute. You know, they wouldn't go crazy and ask for something that wasn't comparable. And then we'd trade. There was a few that I had to buy, but, you know, that's, you know, I'm up to my eyeballs in yarn and I don't want to trade. I just want to sell it. So it's like, okay, I'll buy it.
So you have how many skeins of that?
I only have 3.
Okay.
So I get to bring in the stripe, and I can probably make it nice and long. Long sleeves.
Yeah, I was looking at the pattern while I was shopping at that LYS in near Washington, and was thinking of, I was like, oh, how much does it need? And it looked like if you ran out of kind of that main top color, you just ended up making your sleeves a little bit shorter. Right?
Well, and there's a bottom that's really wide. And so
asymmetrical bottom.
Yeah, the asymmetrical bottom has a lot of that original color. And if you didn't care if it matched up to the top width, you could just stop. Or add in the other color more. So, but I will continue that loveliness. But then I have the threshold, and I have one sleeve nearly done. I'm done with the patterning. I need to switch to the smaller needles to do the cuff. So I don't think that's quite at cuff length, but they are kind of long cuffs. If you look at the pattern, she has like a significantly long cuff on them. So I'm excited to finish this up, wrap it up. I don't want to say bored, but I kind of put it down for a little while, and then when I picked it up again, I was at that pattern before I knew it, and I was like, oh, why didn't I just keep going?
Because you wouldn't have gotten to that pattern before you knew it if you had just kept going.
Yeah, that's true. It would have been like, oh, slog.
Or pick up the phone, look at Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Get another row, pick up the phone. Yeah.
So that was all that was fit to be shown, and I know that was quite the parade, so I will be done now.
I've gone on a bit of a BFL binge. I kind of noticed. So my sock de jour is, I've been not hoarding this, but it's been in my stash for quite some time. Self-striping. It is Gumball Oops. It is 80/20 BFL nylon, 408 yards for 4 ounces. It is the color wheel. She's got an Etsy shop. And I haven't quite picked up the Oops. I don't know if it's that stripe in between the green and the blue there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That's kind of a multi. But I like it.
Yeah.
And this is my upcoming pattern that's going to be in the kits with Annie Light, Little Skate.
Got it.
I've got some knee highs, and I think it would be nice to have some shorties of the design, just in case I'm not feeling like rocking the knee highs that day. But she revealed out on her Instagram, so I feel like I can reveal it, that it is indeed Pippi Longstockings. I'm super excited about it. I was just listening to Drew Barrymore's autobiography, Wildflowers, and she was talking about when she interviewed for she had a casting call for a movie before Steven Spielberg brought her in for E.T., and she felt like she was really like channeling her inner Pippi, because she had Pippi on her wall, on her poster on her wall. So it was like, yes, Pippi love. But those are knitting up nice. I really am enjoying the BFL there. I also have a design that is not fit to be shown. That's in some fantabulous BFL. And then a new purchase. Fat Squirrel has this adorable fabric. She really, Amy Beth is just hysterical, and it was wonderful to talk to her about her daughter and all things knitting. And she really likes the sad polar bear, like the forlorn polar bear. I am a big fan of the raccoons, because the raccoons look like they knit themselves their sweaters, and then they found like a trash can to raise and got a little chunky for their sweaters.
Oh.
Like they're just like, they look like they're in packed, they're like sausages packed in. And then you've got the fox. He's doing his best like Zoolander blue steel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I am very cool in my little sweater here. And then there's a possum. Wouldn't you call that a... Yeah, it's a big fat something. A mole, maybe. Do you think it's a mole or a possum? But they're all in beautiful Fair Isle. The bunny has just got a scarf and a little hat on. But anyway, that was not the purpose of that discussion. I cast on out of my Huckleberry knits. This was originally going to be the one that I knit for Ellie as well, with the slip stitches and the cabling. My Ravelry pattern pages, and also with you, peaceful pullover. I knew I could get there through some word association. So I had yarn wrapped around, and I didn't think that the pattern had really popped, but I cast on. Gosh, I can speak in full sentences. I just finally got around to saying that I cast on for the Timeless Henley by Joji Locatelli. It is a Henley, which I adore, and it's also lacy. So lacy in the front. We'll have to keep this away from Pivot, because Pivot likes this base.
That base is the one that she could not keep her little mouth off of. And I ended up having to get the sweater away and the yarn.
These are knitters' problems, yo.
Oh.
So Huckleberry Knits, this is their willow base, which is 80% BF Blue Face Leicester and 20% nylon. And this is just the back portion. So I'm trying to think. I think, yeah, this goes like that. And I just started the lace. The lace starts in the back, and then you do the Henley pieces, and then you go underarm, and it's all good. But it's a kind of darker colorway, so the peaceful, you weren't really seeing things pop. This is just a bit
all
of
those cables and stuff just got lost
in the darkness. But I think that if I wear a white shirt and it's lacy, the lace would look just fine with it. So it's a very pretty kind of gray, purpley navies. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But it's ribbing, so it'll stretch quite a bit if you're looking at it and saying, that's not quite an adult sweater.
Yeah.
It's because it stretches quite a bit. And so, yeah, I'm in a weird situation here where I'm going to be, if I have design work that's hidden, and a sock that I'm trying to finish, and a sweater. I've got 3 things on the needles. Wow. It's chaos. Mass chaos in my world.
Speaking of mass hysteria, did you see the new Ghostbusters trailer?
I have not yet. I want to.
One.
Yes. Dogs eating cats. Cats eating dogs.
No. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Okay. I'm trying to type in my password so I can bring up our review. Okay. So, yes, Amy and I, as you can tell from our works in progress, are big fans of the Interpretations.
Volume 3.
Volume 3. Okay, let's see if I can get this.
Come on down. There we go.
And I think with that angle, you shouldn't get too much of a glare. But yes, they have a wonderful collection of patterns, all kind of on interpreting a concept, right? So the major concepts that they're trying to address are kind, curious, free, aged, and significant. And they each have a design for those, and whole, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them were garment knitters or garments,
mm-hmm.
Which is very exciting. So you obviously are a big fan of the breathing space, and you will see in my enabling that I kind of had breathing space on the brain as well. Let's get a pretty shot there.
Mm-hmm.
So they have geniusly in their design, the photo here have the speckles in between, that kind of darker gray. I think that just makes it really pop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's top down, and then you do stripes on the arms and do some main body stripes, and then do some biasing, and it's asymmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
And Vera is the genius behind the color affection, and she also has that laneway that I think is really pretty. So I kind of think of this as like the laneway and the color affection heavy.
Had a sweater baby.
Had a sweater baby. And breathing space is in the let go interpretation, I believe. Yep. And there's more photos of it. No, free.
Yeah, free.
Free. Let go was the other sweater. So there's that again. Super playful and wonderful. I like it. I like it a lot. I also am partial to the Timeless Henley. I really think that their color choices are just on point. So this kind of silvery gray with kind of bronzy, that's timeless.
Mm-hmm.
And then her buttons to boot are really pretty.
So my other favorite was the boxy 2, basically, or at least that's what I thought when I saw it. The Kind.
So, Light Rain?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Light Rain.
Kind is the, interpretation.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's got a different neck.
Yes, it's got some cowl.
Some patterning.
Yep.
It looks like they've got the fun little thumb.
Yeah. But it is very oversized, like the boxy, and has the drop shoulder and the giant cowl. It's like if you were like, you know what, I did the boxy, but it just wasn't enough knitting for me, and I'd like to throw another couple skeins of yarn in there. That's what this is. But I love the shape of it. I think that it would be a really nice garment on a person.
Yeah. And a nice light layer too, because it's knit out of fingering weight BFL.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was my other favorite as far as like what I would wear and what I think would look good on a lot of people. There's also some accessory patterns that are really cute in here as well.
I really liked Golden Hour sweater, so just a kind of pop of color work down at the hem and near the hem of the garment, and then the sleeves, and then those same kind of mirrored pops of color up around the yoke. And that's Golden Hour. So if you're interested in doing color work, but you're not interested in having color work all over, I think that really, let's see if I can get another photo of it. Is that the same one? Really, a really simple use of motif. And then again, just the color choices are so spot on. And even the styling of her hair in that braid that kind of matches the pop of the yellows against that very vibrant blue. Just genius. They have such great design details on the patterns as well as how they're modeled, and I just think it's so adorable that they're both in there. You were going to talk accessories.
The accessories. So like the peeping cowl. The peeping cowl in the same section as that sweater we just talked about. She has another one of those really long cowls.
Multiple motifs.
Yeah, multiple. What was the other one? It was
the 3-color cashmere cowl, or
yeah, right. Wasn't there? Didn't Hohi have another one that was like that? Was really tall and had multiple colors in it. Anyway, so this is very similar, and is a bit of a sampler. So
yeah, Yeah.
And you can use up scraps, and I don't know, I see a lot of things.
Really beautiful color choices there. And if you're a big fan, you could pair a cowl with some of these other garments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're knit in a similar weight. I was going to mention another one that I really liked and I printed out. I liked the Tidal Ground jacket. It's a heavier weight. It's got a taller collar, and it's got some very, you could really accessorize and bazing out these buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a classic look. You could wear that as a coat. You could wear that as your Rhinebeck sweater. You could make the yarn really sing. I really like that blue.
Mm-hmm.
Again, great color choices. And then the buttons are really beautiful as well. Is there another photo here and it's got pockets. Pockets are important in the life of this mommy. Another one that I liked, I was thinking that there was an accessory in here that I liked. She's got a very pretty multicolored with some fringe shawl that is called Expressive. Yeah, the Expressive shawl. I'm struggling here with their interpretations and what the names of the patterns are, because they're both listed, and if you were looking at it, you would, and not trying to talk about it on podcast, you would get it. I think that's really pretty with the color down at the bottom and kind of some of the fringes, and it's a different shape there, a multi-tiered shape, kind of like you're molting, right? With multiple little sections and offshoots. Again, very on trend. The Be Kind shawl has the speckled dyed Madeline Tosh, I'm guessing. Look at the yarn. It's got some eyelets for interest. Be Kind uses Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Radness colorway. Yes, speckles. And just look at these two cuties. Sitting on a log in their sweaters. So much fun. So yes, there is 12 patterns in here. I would be hard pressed to find, for people not to be able to find something that they absolutely love. My everything.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Kind of reminds me of like our traveling sweater.
Yeah, because of the construction is similar. Yeah.
Yep, it's kind of a radial, but that cable.
Horseshoe.
Yeah, the horseshoe cable down the back, very slimming, and then not only that, but that line where it changed from going this direction to this direction.
Yeah.
I think would cut people
in a nice way.
In a nice way.
Yep.
And then it's kind of tunic length, and that just going in lots of different directions, right? So it's going this way, then it's going this way, and then the cable's going this way.
I have a feeling that this one will have a lot of seaming in it. I haven't read the pattern yet, but probably not the simplest of patterns. But,
my everything. Fun. But yeah, once you had it, you would be wearing it. It would be your everything. Circular shape applied to a sweater. Yeah, just.
Yeah. Oh, that's double-sided.
A double-sided cable. She
That's
fancy, yo.
That's a lot of ribbon.
She fancy, yo.
Yeah, I still think that beyond this one, the one that I like is the one Rain. I don't know, the
Light Rain.
The boxy with extra stuff.
Oh, that's cute. This is the Heartfelt. It's got a lacy repeat down the back and kind of a shawl collar. But yes, lots and lots of garments, accessories, 12 really great patterns. I feel like There's, I would be hard pressed to say that I wouldn't knit any of these. I was trying to count here. So there's the Light Rain, which is a sweater. There is the Looking Ahead beanie, which is a hat. They've got the Peeping Cowl. They've got the Golden Hour, which is a sweater. They've got Let Go, which is a sweater. They've got Breathing Space, which is a sweater. They've got the Timeless Henley and the Heartfelt Cardigan, which are both sweaters. Significant, that inspiration is, or that interpretation is the Expressive Shawl and the Tidal Ground Jacket. The Be Kind Shawl and the My Everything. So yeah, handful of accessories and a lot of sweaters, which are speaking my language. Speaking my language. So yeah, go check that out. It's available for download, and then as I mentioned, the print books are very nice as well. Like in a nice shape. Like it wasn't big and like you'd have to like try to not crinkle it to get it into your bag. It was a nice shaped, like it was small enough that you could throw it into your big old sweater bag and
like
bring
the
it
size
along.
of a pom-pom magazine, maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't 8 by 8.5 by 11 for sure.
Right,
it wasn't that big.
Right,
it was smaller than that. So a normal size sheet of paper, it was smaller than that.
Yeah, I know the pom-pom magazines are a little smaller too.
All right,
so I thought we also had a giveaway for that one.
Oh yeah, we do. Yep.
So hey,
Heyo.
don't forget that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry.
So we'll open up a thread, and we'll think of something fun for you to tell us. Maybe which sweaters fit, or which interpretation set fits your
aesthetic.
Yeah, your aesthetic best. I like that.
Yeah.
So which of the interpretations, again, you can see all of the patterns on Ravelry and find which one suits you, and then just link to that or say which one it is. Links are fun because people can click on them, but just saying which one it is that suits you or fits you, your personal style. But awesome.
Yes.
You can do that.
Thank you so much to both of them.
Yes.
A, for allowing us to review it, and B, for the giveaway. That's fantastic. That's an awesome prize.
Yes. And that would be a digital download prize.
Yep.
So no physical book, just to make it clear.
Yep. I have lots of enabling.
Yes. And I have some. Because
we
you
also
brought
have
some back with you.
And I also have some ZK talk. So I caught an update.
Whoa, we got a lot to talk about.
We do. I caught an update. Diabolical is dyeing up Targi nylon stripes. So I missed an update, and then I added an update to my calendar because I really wanted to get some. Very squishy base.
So you're going to sell one of these to me, right? One of them. You don't need all three?
I need all of them. I need all of the stripes. Depends on which one you'd want, madam. That was the one that I contacted her after the update and was like, man,
but I would take any of them.
The color shop Inferno is gone. So there's Blood Orange, Color Shop Inferno, and Catatomic. And these are watercolor stripes, which are super fun. So they're not like solid stripes. They're more like variegated sections. But yeah, I've not knit with a lighter weight Targi. I've only knit with that sweater weight Targi. But that's Diabolical, and she's currently got some, not necessarily these colors, out in her shop. And then I went a little crazy at KP, so don't judge. I got a slothy bag from the Fat Squirrel. I got the Retreat bag from the Fat Squirrel, and I've got, of course, my woodland creatures wearing sweaters.
Then I will add that this one, no elbows were thrown in the acquisition of this bag. So I got my lovely watercolor bird.
Pretty, yes.
And there's, well, four. He kind of got his head mangled, but but there are quite a few of the birds.
Yeah,
so I'm
no,
excited
I picked the one that had the
centralized bird. Yep.
From
No,
the
I
center.
appreciate it. And then we've got 2 on the back side as well. So
some bees and
yeah,
very kind of iridescent looking, like different.
Yes,
Mhm.
but also very watercolor, and I love it.
Mhm.
It's pretty.
I also got to see while there Miss Jury, Happy Go Lucky yarn, and got a needle squad. Choose your faction. I'm Team Magic Loop. I didn't know.
I told her I needed both.
Oh. I got Corey one that said Team Double Point because Corey's always knitting on Double Point. But I knew I was Magic Loop and she was Double Point. But then I also got these Happy Fun balls. They are 75%. Don't. 75% merino, 25% nylon. Purple is a fruit and furry blue monster. And my thought process on these is I was going to start from the outside with the speckle of this one and the inside with the solid of that one, and maybe possibly do a vacillate, like either a cowl wouldn't that be fun? Like mind-blowing fun. Speckle on solid transitioning to solid on speckle.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, no, Happy Fun Ball. I remember that from my childhood.
Happy Fun Balls?
Oh yeah, from Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
The commercial, the little fake commercial.
Back when they weren't digital shorts. So this is Corriedale sock. It is from Yarn Geek Fiber. She's going to be at VZK. This is Cloud Smiles SG 1008. And I did not realize until Miss Amber came and sat down and said, "Did you see all that Corriedale sock that she had over there?" And I was like, "No, that was Corriedale." So this is Sarah, Yarn Geek Fibers. And I'm interested to try it. I don't know that I've knit any Corriedale sock. I'm branching out into interesting sock bases, but I really like this green. Speaks to me, as does the blue, the orange, and the hot pink, the purple. It's all just fabulous. But I was with, my car was pretty bright. My Corey is a pretty bright person, so I had a lot of brightness come home with me.
Pretty.
Yes, this is one of her new colorways. It's Galactic. It's another one that's based off of a board game. So purples and light blues and darks. It's another crafty girl, Sarah. Very pretty. She introduced me to it and said, "This one's a new one from the board game series too, just like your fabulous socks." And I said, "It will be mine." Oh yes.
It reminds me of a certain game box, but it's not Galactic. It's Race to the Galaxy. A Race for the Galaxy.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
but
she didn't literally call it that.
That's true. I don't know. But yeah, I'm afraid I will probably fall down a little bit there. I have been holding off on the crafty girl for a while.
I did some swapping. So somebody contacted me that they had been in a club, that these weren't necessarily their colors, but knew that I liked green. And the splatter is very fun as well. So I traded some of my year in Leading Men Fiber Arts, Turkey Run, and something else for these. So this is Invictus yarn. This is 80/20 silk, merino silk.
This one's a sparkle.
And this one's got some stitch markers.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you sure you want to trade? Because I really like that color. Do you really like these colors?" I got another pot holder made by Miss Heidi to match my my set. My other one's getting kind of pulled because my kids use it to open the cupboard door. Yep, they use it as an extender. But I now have a matching set. And then One Twisted Tree is also, Miss Danny is also coming to the ZK, but she had just beautiful saturated colors which really speak to me, but then she had sweaters quantities of almost everything. Yeah. So this is her lavish base in the Rare Woman Claire colorway.
I noticed that Corey got some some sweaters as well.
I'm thinking this might become a Irish coffee. That was the sweater from Corey's sweater class that I was like, I gotta make that.
I like that sweater, but I like the tweedy rustic look of it, so I've always, I've been on the hunt for the perfect yarn. So.
Ooh.
And that's a thicker
This is Sport DK.
Okay, that's thick enough for an Irish coffee. I guess you might have.
I think it's DK.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Sport DK.
Got it.
And then when I was at the Unique Yarns, they had just gotten in a new shipment of Madeline Tosh, and I was enabled by the braids.
Okay.
So I thought about getting enough of this that I could make that breathing space, but I think that the blue in here would meld too much. Like it would look like it was like speckled rather than striped. Yeah, like a mistake, like I'd slipped or something. So I'm thinking of possibly a 2-color shawl or something with that, but just very. This is.
I fixed your problem.
I had a problem.
You can make it with these.
Chartreuse?
Chartreuse?
No,
Oh.
it's ES. CHARTRES is this color. And then the blues are, and this is Tosh Sock Arctic. And then I had not seen their speckles yet. And then now I just saw them in there, but electric green. So fun. Looks kind of like a sock blank.
Yeah, very.
But dyed up. Just all of those colors. We're singing my name. Sing my name. And that is my wool piggery.
Wink, wink.
Yes, I have a lot of wonderful things to knit.
I will quickly show and talk about my Cambrera from the Fritz kits that I ended up keeping because I never brought it in. I just kept saying it's on my Instagram. So that's what I ended up keeping.
Pretty. Yeah. What base or what weight is that?
It's pretty beefy.
So some color work.
Worsted DK-ish. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know what to do with it. I could just do 2, or I could something with all 3.
Because that'd be 600 yards, right?
Yeah, it's actually almost 700 yards. So, or is 700 yards. So yeah, that would be. Yeah, it could just be something stripey. I don't know. It would be really nice to do something color work. I think it would work well. But
interesting base. It's got mohair and masham and merino.
Yep. And like I said, it felt fairly soft when I did this, but not so much when I did this. So here it's fine. Up here not so much. So not a cowl. But definitely a hat or mittens or a hat mitten set, or it could be all those things
and more.
Or it could just be a really rustic, one hat and then something else with the
The possibilities are endless.
I decided that they all needed to come and live together anyway, because I couldn't pick the 2 that I wanted to pull out of there. It was hard. So I picked 3. That's it. Retreat news. Got any retreat news?
All of the retreat news.
Retreat news!
So we sent out, or you sent out.
I did.
I helped. From
you,
KP.
You used to do it. It was.
No, I'm just saying like the creating of the buttons and stuff. That was all waiting on me. But we have lots going on. Lots going on in that email. So we've got t-shirts that are now available in a variety of colors and a variety of sizes. We've got purple, green, pink, blue. 4, right?
Yep.
Purple, green, pink, blue.
Yes. Be careful. The pink and purple are in female sizes that
Like
the
teen
extra
sizes,
large,
yeah.
teen size. The extra large is probably the one that I would want to order,
Yeah.
or large, in the female sizes. But then we got the blues and greens in the men's sizes, and then those go up to a good size range.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do not be discouraged if you just look at the pink or purple one.
right, exactly.
Just look at the chest size. Don't look at the actual sizing because, yeah, like you were saying, I think I would be like a medium or a large, and I never would buy myself a medium or a large shirt. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, go by the chest measurements.
And those are half chest measurement sizes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's just
Full circumference. Yeah, just half. They're $16 and they're shipped and directly to you before the retreat.
right. 16 plus shipping.
Yep.
And they're shipped direct to you.
And if you're international, you may want to find somebody stateside to get it shipped to them, and you can pick it up at the retreat because those are cost prohibitive numbers, as I'm sure you're probably familiar with being non-stateside. And the cutoff for that is just before the end of April. So I think it's April 27th or April 22nd or April 20 something. But it was in the information and it's out on the webpage. They do not have the year on them this year.
Right.
It was pointed out to me. So Miss Amber may be getting one and rocking it in Germany, she
Okay.
said. And we do not tick and tie, so if you're interested in having one and you're not attending the retreat, feel free.
Yeah.
They're cute.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we picked a logo that had the banners on it because we will forever remember that this was the year that we started
The banner.
doing the banner. Yes.
Well, it doesn't have the year on it, so
It's true. We're going to remember. Other logos have 2015 in them.
16.
You're right, 2016. Other logos do have 2015 on them too, but those would be previous year logos. Woo! I need to quit talking. We also have, we're doing a push here to the end of March to get our reservations in. So they'll be freeing up much of our block after the end of March. Maybe a few left over for folks that get in off of the wait list. But if you have not yet booked your hotel, please do so because the rooms in our block at the discounted rate will be freeing up to the general public at the end of March.
Yes.
We have the 5K sign up that is going on. That is a run walk. It is significantly closer to the hotel this year because the hotel has moved closer to where we start. And hopefully the Civic Center construction won't impact our route at all, but I can redo the route. And we always have a finisher prize and some swag that's involved in that, as well as breakfast, water, oranges, apples. I've learned to be a little heavier on the healthy stuff because people don't eat the brownies and donut holes and stuff at the end.
Yeah. After you've worked out, you don't really feel like that stuff anymore.
I guess. Sometimes I feel like I've earned it. But I don't like donuts, so. Amy also had the beer tasting, but that has since filled up.
Yes,
So-
it was limited to 47 people. It is full. But thank you to everybody who signed up. We hope to have a fabulous time,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is getting into place for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're excited, but it's already full, so.
Yep. Also, we have the form out there to teach a class. So go out and volunteer. We've had just a wide range of classes, and I've always heard people really enjoyed them. So it's, if there's something that's near and dear to your heart and you feel well versed in it, you don't have to be necessarily a expert. Like, I don't think that I'm an expert on brioche, but I could probably teach a breakout on brioche.
Mm-hmm.
We've had like my OMG heel class. You did your stuffy class. Others did design your own sock pattern classes. Sally does tips and tricks. We've done make stitch markers. We've just the full gamut.
Had a take a break session from Deb every
Yep,
year.
yoga. Some stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots. And I'm not. Josh did mind-blowing short row techniques last year that everybody was talking about, as well as shawl styling. Corey's sweater class in years past. Just a wide range from highly technical to very conversational.
Or if you're a tentative wannabe professor of knitwear or knitting, please, come try out your skills with us. A lot of people have used it as a springboard for their
other classes.
The classes that they wanted to bring out to their local yarn shop or whatever. And you're able to put that, on your resume, as it were.
Yep. Not only that, but I think it's a very, community-based support system, right? Like we're out there volunteering to teach classes. Other people are out there volunteering to teach classes, and it's very, I don't know. I almost feel like singing Kumbaya right now, but like very, it's and the words have escaped me, but I'm always so impressed by the knowledge that people share with other people as part of our retreat. We provide with the retreat funds the spaces for those to occur and the event coordination, and you supply the knowledge. So, yeah.
My mom is once again doing a retreat bag that you can pre-order in any style you want. And we have picked the fabric. Megan and I have picked out the fabric. It's a little bit more complicated this year, a little bit more custom. So what we're doing is that her shop is going to have pre-orders a little bit later. So I believe we had said March 14th. That's kind of pushing it. So please bear with us. My grandmother is going to be in town here tomorrow, which means that, coming to the Mayo Clinic. And so, my mom's taking time off for that. And so the 14th is going to be pushing it. And but bear with us. It's special this year.
Yes.
It's a little different.
Custom and very unique, and I think you'll love it. So, we have been talking for a good long bit.
Yeah. But we took a week off, so that's what happened.
Yep. Lots to talk about. Things still happen.
Yep.
Even when we're not podcasting.
All right.
Hopefully everybody stays well.
Yes, please. Crossing fingers and toes for us. And her mainly. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.